there, and welcome to another video here at Movie Geek Review. And for this one, I'll be sharing with you my thoughts on the Netflix film, The Trial of the Chicago 7. It's written and directed by Aaron Sorkin, and it features a very strong, amazing, talented ensemble, including the great Sacha Baron Cohen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Academy Award-winning actors Mark Rylance and Eddie Redmayne. I mean, what more can you ask for from that cast? And I think it's gonna be it's actually one of the strongest contenders for Best Picture next year's award season. And again, Netflix coming in really strong with this particular movie. I think it's one of those epic productions from that angle, but also in terms of the story, in terms of the values and the impact that the story has to the viewers. Is going to be one of the biggest one for this season. If there is anyone who was born to create, to write, and direct a film about the protests, around the 1968 Democratic National Convention, that's Aaron Sorkin. I can't think of anyone else who will be able to really give life and relive, this very important moment or part of American history. And I think it was a great challenge. It was a huge challenge for him to be able to put all these amazing actors together. The chemistry between all these actors is amazing. And I think that really came across on how they all kind of combine and how they all kind of gave everything that they could for their particular roles. That's one of the challenges of having all these big names and big actors in one film. In most cases, you'll see some of these actors trying to outshine each other, but not in the case of The Trial of the Chicago 7. Each one of them had their own shining moments, and I think that was the best part of it. Everyone were given their time or their sequence, their own moment to really showcase their talent, but also to give justice to the roles that they were given. I think, for example, Sacha Baron Cohen was a big revelation in this film. We know how brilliant he is, and we've seen his work, especially when it comes to, comedic parts, like the most recently released Borat 2 movie. But in this one, we saw the other side of Sacha Baron Cohen, and this is probably one of his greatest acting masterpieces in the recent years. And I'm actually rooting for him, and I really wanted him to be recognized in the next round of awards season, and hopefully, people, the critics, will recognize the work that Sacha Baron Cohen has put into this film. I'm not sure about his fake American accent. I think that's very questionable. But I think if you look at the way he expresses himself and the way he actually navigated through some of the most difficult scenes in the movie, he was able to really pull it through and shine as a brilliant, credible actor. Eddie Redmayne was also brilliant in this movie, and I think Eddie Redmayne's talent is he's one of the biggest and brightest celebrities that we have in today, especially coming from the UK. And I think he was able to showcase again his acting ability, his depth, his range as an actor through this film. There was one particular scene towards the end that I really like. I wouldn't spoil it for those who haven't seen the film, but watch out for Mr. Redmayne, because he's unstoppable in this movie. Then you have Mark Rylance, another Oscar-winning actor. Very credible. I think he's actually one of my most favorite characters in this film. I won't be surprised if his name pops up in the Best Supporting Actor race at the Oscars next year, and I think it's going to be a well-deserved nomination if ever. And again, Mark Rylance, we've seen his previous work. This one, he elevated his game. The acting was on point, and the characterization was just perfect. In terms of the technical aspects of the movie, everything kind of ticked the box. The production design and the art direction were spot on. The costume design and the makeup were brilliant. And I think the editing, that's one particular element of the technical aspect that I really, really like, because the editing of this movie was able to help to create, that very smooth narrative. So you'll be able to follow every sequence. And I think the editing was also key in making sure that some of those big courtroom drama scenes they're not boring at all. And I think that was one of the worries that I have when I was reading through the synopsis of the movie prior to watching it. Like, I'm gonna get bored. I'm probably gonna fall asleep if I watch this big courtroom drama scenes. And usually they're long and there's a lot of conversations, a lot of talking involved. But no, the editing and also the scoring help in terms of giving life to those moments. And I think that's one thing that helps this film to for those who are not sure about this big courtroom drama scenes. I think that's gonna be one to watch. I think one thing also to note about this movie is that it's very topical, it's very relevant. And even though this happened back in the 60s, and I think a lot of the key takeaways that we can get from that particular moment of American history can still be used to reflect on what's happening in the society today. And I think that's that what makes this film relevant despite having a historical touch to it. So there you go. Out of a possible 10 stars, I'm giving this film an 8. So there you go, 8 out of 10. I really love this film. I think it's going to be one of Netflix's strongest bets for the Oscars next year. And I won't be surprised if it starts reaping some of the nominations in some of the major categories comes as soon as the award season begins. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you watched The Trial of the Chicago 7? Please add your comments on the comment section down below, and make sure you subscribe to my channel as well so you get all the latest updates and all my latest movie reviews as well. So thank you very much. Bye.